Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Allahumma anfa'na bima 'allamtana wa 'allimna ma yanfa'una. Alhamdulillah, praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are able to be together in such TOT program. Inshallah, in this slot, I would like to share with you one of the components of such academic framework, that is Maqasid As Shariah. In our discussions, I would like to focus on three main points. The first one on the meaning of Maqasid As Shariah. What is Maqasid As Shariah? Second, on the objective of Shariah. That is the questions, what are the Maqasid that Shariah should achieve? The third one on types of Maqasid. We will begin with the first point of our discussions, that on meaning of the Maqasid Shariah. Maqasid As Shariah is compositions of two words, Maqasid and Shariah. Before we go to the meaning of Maqasid As Shariah, let us firstly understand the meaning of the word Maqasid as well as Shariah. Maqasid, plural of Maqsad. In the literal sense, it means aiming at something, coming to it, heading toward it. And it also means straight and justice. But here, the meaning of Maqasid is aiming at something. Shariah literally means the road to watering place and the right path. Our Shariah is known as Shariah Islamiyah. Islamiyah is attributed to Islam. Islam is literally means submissions and obedience to Allah. Islam is a religion that has been sent through our Prophet ﷺ as the final and the last religion. The technical meaning of Shariah Islamiyah, in its general sense, is a body of rules that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribed for his servants, that is for us, through the Prophet ﷺ. There are three types of rules that has been prescribed for us. The first one, rules relating to belief. Is known as ahkam i'tiqadiyah. It is about aqidah, about belief. Belief in Allah, belief in angel, his book, his messengers, day of judgment, and divine decree. The second rules relating to morality, it is known as ahkam akhlaqiyah. It is about akhlaq, about morality. For instance, the commandment from the Shariah to be truthfulness, trustworthiness, to be a person of integrity, to fulfill the promise, and so forth. The third one, rules relating to the act of the subject, or practical rules. This is the legal aspect of the Sharia, which is known as ahkam amaliyah or fiqh. Under this type, there are various rules. It is relating to worship, ibadah, transactions, muamalat, family affairs, munafahat, judiciary and evidence, crime and punishments, constitutions, international relations, that is the relationship between Islamic states with other states. The rules relating to economic systems, and last but not least, rules relating to environment. These are the body of rules that has been prescribed, which consists of three types: Aqidah, Akhlaq, and Fiqh. These rules are integrated, has a connection with each other. We cannot separate this rule from each other. Fiqh has connection with Akhlaq, and then with Aqidah. Aqidah has connection with Akhlaq. This rule has been prescribed in order to organize the relationship between human being with the Creator, that is the Lord, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And then this rule also has been prescribed in order to organize the relationship between human beings among themselves, and then also the relationship between human beings with this universe. Now we come to the meaning of Maqasid Shariah. What is Maqasid As Shariah? I bring here two definitions from renowned contemporary Muslim scholars on Maqasid As Shariah. The first one is Ibn Ashur. He is the person who revived the subject of Maqasid in our modern context. He is from Indonesia. He defines the general objective of Sharia as the meaning and wisdoms considered by the lawgiver in all or most circumstances of Sharia. Such consideration is not only confined to specific type of Sharia only. From these definitions, it shows that Maqasid Shariah is the meaning or wisdom behind the Sharia. And then the definitions by Alaa al-Fasi is from Morocco. He defined Maqasid Shariah as the aim or goal of the Sharia, and the secrets that the lawgiver, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, placed within each rule. This definition reflects that the Sharia, there is a goal behind the Sharia. There is aim behind the Sharia, and also there is secret behind the Sharia. The secret here is not something that we cannot find out. Secret here is something hidden, which is need to explore and then needs to investigate what is behind of the rule that has been prescribed by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. From these definitions, we may say that Maqasid Shariah is the meaning, the wisdom, the aim, or the goal, or the secret behind the Sharia. There are the meaning, the wisdom, the secret, and the goal where Allah has considered in prescribing or in laying down all these rules. Next, we move to the second point of our discussions on Maqasid As Shariah. What are the Maqasid that Sharia seek to achieve? Of course, from the discussions of the jurists and scholars, there are many interpretations with respect to what are the maqasid that Sharia seek to achieve. But in this discourse, I want to focus what has been agreed by most of the jurists, most of the scholars, from the time of the Imam al-Juwayni in the 5th century Hijrah, Imam Ghazali, Badruddin bin Abdul Salam, Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn Qayyim, and Shatibi, and others. The primary or the fundamental objective of Sharia is the realizations of benefits to mankind in this world and hereafter. This is the maqasid behind the Sharia. That is to bring benefits to mankind, not only in this world, but also in the hereafter, either by bringing the benefits or by preventing corruptions and evils. جلب المنافع ودفع المفاسد. The evidence that this Sharia has been sent in order to bring benefit to mankind. There are many verses of the Quran. For example, in Surah Yunus, verse 57, the Quran says, Ya Yuhannas, qad ja'atkum mau'izatum min rabbikum wa shifa'un lima fis sudur wa hudam wa rahmatun lil mu'minin. O mankind, there has come to you a good advice from your Lord, that is the Quran, and a healing for the disease in your hearts, and a guidance and mercy for those who believe. In this verse, it indicates that the objective of sending the Quran as advice, the Quran as healing in our heart, the heart of ignorance, the heart of doubt, the Quran as guidance, as well as mercy. All these are for the benefit of mankind. And in other words, about the objective of sending the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. This verse, we are familiar with it. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين. This is the objective of sending the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, our prophets. And we have sent you, O Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, not but as mercy for the whole world. These are the evidence that the Sharia, whether in the form of the Quran and Sunnah, has been sent in order to bring benefit to mankind as mercy to the whole world. This is the objective of this Sharia. Next, our third point of this course is on type of Maqasid. We know that the Sharia has been sent in order to bring benefit, to bring maslahah to mankind. And then based on this Maqasid, what are the type of Maqasids that Sharia seek to achieve? There are three types of Maqasids. The first one, Maqasid Daruriyah, essential Maqasid. Second one, Maqasid Hajiyah, complementary Maqasid or needed Maqasid. The third one, Maqasid Asimiyah, embellishment Maqasid. All these three are significant Maqasid of Shariah. But the most significant is essential Maqasid. Next to essential Maqasid is complementary Maqasid. And the third one is embellishment Maqasid. All these Maqasid are significant. Now we move to the first type of Maqasid, that is essential Maqasid. What is Maqasid Daruriyah? This is the most significant Maqasid. It is indispensable Maqasid for the survival and well-being of mankind in this world and the success in the hereafter. The neglect of this Maqasid would lead to disruptions and disorder in this world and could lead to undesirable end in the hereafter. And this Maqasid is the protections and preservations of 5 fundamental values. That is the protections of religion, life, intellect, progeny, and wealth. All rules of Sharia that has been prescribed, or most of the rules, seek to protect and promote this essential value and validate all measures necessary for their preservation and advancement and preventing any act that may harm this value. The protections of these 5 Maqasid is by 2 means. First, by means of preserving and promoting. Second, by preventing and repelling. Now we go to the first one, the protection of religions. This is very significant of the among the 5 values. Religion is the first. What does it mean by the protection of religion? It is to install the religions in every individual Muslim, but to be alive in their heart and mind. And this protection of religions, as we have mentioned, by means of preservation and promotions, there are various rules that has been prescribed in order to protect religions. The first one are relating to belief. The rule of belief has been prescribed in order to protect religions. Belief in Allah, belief in the Day of Judgment. And other article of faith. This belief to be alive in our hearts, in our mind, the consciousness of the existence of the creator of this universe, so that we know our journey in this world. And then we have rule of the ibadah. Belief and then ibadah. When we believe in God, we have to obey, we have to worship. So Allah prescribed rules that with respect to worship. This is what we have known, the specific type of worship, just like prayer 5 times a day, fasting in the month of Ramadan, payment of zakat, and performing Hajj for those who are able to afford it. This rule has been prescribed in order for us to have constant relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then the third one is about morality. Belief and ibadah without morality would have no meaning. For example, the sincerity. Belief without sincerity, ibadah without sincerity would bring no impact in our life. So this is the package of the deen. We have belief, we have worship, we have rule of morality, sincerity, justice, and then ihsan, kindness, trustworthiness is about aman. So without these rules, our ibadah, our belief, I would have no. And then the other that has been prescribed in order to preserve, to protect religions is enjoining of doing good. This is about promotions of goodness in our society, in our family, in our society. We have to invite, we have to promote the goodness among the family members, among the society, in order to uphold the deen. Next, the protection of deen by means of preventions. That is to say that to prevent anything that may harm the religions, we have to defend our faith, our religions from any attack. Not only by jihad. Jihad in various form is not only the use of force. So we can do jihad through speech, through writing, in order to defend our deen, our religions. That anything that may harm our religion, so we have to protect. And then also the Quran for warning of politism, the shirk, because shirk is a great sin. These sins Allah will not forgive this sin of shirk, sin of politism. The Quran says, Allah la yaghfiru an yushraka bihi wa yaghfiru ma duna dhalik liman yasha. Will Allah forgive not that partners should be set up with him in worship, but he forgives anything else to whom he please. And then also shirk is a great injustice to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Surah Al-Luqman, when the Luqman advised his son, the Quran says, وإذا قال لقمان لابنه وهو يعظه يا بني لا تشرك بالله إن الشرك لظلم عظيم. And remember when Luqman said to his son, when he was advising him, "O my son, join not in worship others with Allah. Verily, joining others in worship with Allah is a great zulm, is a great wrongdoing, is a great injustice to Allah." This is warning from the Quran that shirk is very present. And then also Sharia prohibited apostates. And then also by imposing punishment on this crime, crime of apostate. The Quran also prohibited of deviant teaching. That is teaching which is not based on what has been brought by our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, with respect to the belief, respect to the akhlaq, respect to the rules of morality. So this is prohibited. And then Quran also prohibited all kind of wrongdoings. In this respect, the Quran says, "Inna Allah ya'muru bil 'adli wal ihsan wa ita'i dhil qurba wa yanha 'anil fahsya'i wal munkar wal baghi ya'izukum la'allakum tadhakkarun." So in this was the Quran prohibited all kind of shameful acts, al-fahsya, wal-munkar, all evil deeds, wal-bagh, all kind of oppressions. And then, in order to protect religions, we have to forbid what is wrong in our society. This as mentioned by the hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, "Man ra'a minkum munkaran falyughayyirhu biyadihi, fa in lam yastati' fa bilisanihi, fa in lam yastati' fa biqalbihi, wa dhalika ad'aful iman." Whoever witness any evil or munkar, he has to change it by his hand. I mean to say that using force is possible. If he is unable to do so, he has to change it by his tongue, by speaking. So if he is unable to do so, then he has to hate the evil in his heart. And that is the lesser degree of iman, the weak of iman. Next, the second values, the significance of our life is about the protection of life. And life, of course, is very significant to everyone. Everyone has to preserve, have to protect this valuable that Allah has given us. This is considered as valuable assets, valuable things. So no life, there's nothing. That's why the Quran has clearly mentions killing one life as if killing the whole life, saving one life as if saving the whole life. This is the life is set, cannot be violated. What rules that has been prescribed in order to protect life? The Awares rule by means of preservations that is to acquire wealth for living. It is obligatory for us to work, to find means of living. In this respect, the Quran says in Surah Al-Mulk, وَالَّذِي جَعَلَ لَكُمُ الْأَرْضَ ذَلُولًا فَامْشُوا فِي مَنَاكِبِهَا وَكُلُوا مِنْ رِزْقِهِ وَإِلَيْهِ النُّشُورُ. He it is who has made the earth subservient to you, so walk in the path thereof and eat of his provisions, and to him will be resurrections. It is obligatory on us, on everyone, to find means of living in order to survive. And then to provide maintenance to ourselves, to our families, to our wife, to our children, to our parents. This is obligatory for us to feed ourselves, to feed our family. It is reported by Ahmad, Muslim, Abu Dawud, and Nasa'i from Hadith Jabir and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam qala li rajulin. The Prophet said to the man, Ibda binafsik, so you have to start yourself first to give maintenance to yourself. فإن فضل شيء فلأهلك, and then to your families, to your wife, to your children. فإن فضل من أهلك فلذي قرابتك. If something remaining, so we have to feed our relative. فإن فضل من ذي قرابتك شيء فهكذا وهكذا. So if there is still remaining, you can do so and so. So this is the hadith on the wishes of maintenance to ourselves in order to survive. The maintenance is about foods, about the shelter as well. It's not only foods, food, drink, and clothes, and then shelter. This is all necessary for the survival of human being. Without food, without drink, without clothes, without shelter, a human being cannot survive in this world. And then the other rules that has been prescribed in order to protect life are where the Sharia allow persons to consume the prohibited item in case of necessity. This is in order to preserve life. In this respect, in Surah Al-Baqarah, where the Quran has mentioned clearly that the dead animal, the blood and the flesh of swine, and that which is slaughtered as a sacrifice for other than Allah is prohibited. But one is forced by necessity without willful disobedience and transgressing due limit, then there is no sin on him. Truly Allah is of forgiving, most merciful. This was in Surah Baqarah. Allah has prohibited the dead animal, the blood and flesh of swine, and then the animal that had been slaughtered not in the name of Allah. In case of necessity, it is allowed to consume all these prohibited items in order to save human life. And then we go to the another aspect of the protection of life, that is by preventions. As we have mentioned, life is sad. The Islam, the Sharia prohibited the violation of women's life, kill the others or hurting the others, and then there will be punishment on this crime. And then also the Sharia prohibited suicide. In Surah An-Nisa, the Quran says, وَلَا تَقْتُلْ أَنفُسَكُمْ إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ بِكُمْ رَحِيمًا. And do not kill yourself. Surely Allah is most merciful. This is prohibitions of the commission of suicide. And then also the commissions of abortions is prohibited. Killing of our children, this to say that the life which is in the womb is also protected. That is sad, unless with strong justifications. The Quran says, وَلَا تَقْتُلْ أَوْلَادَكُمْ مِنْ إِمْلَاقٍ نَحْنُ نَرْزُقُكُمْ وَإِيَّاهُمْ. This is in Surah Al-An'am. Kill not your children because of poverty. We provide sustenance for you and for them. Allah is sustainer who provides our survival in this world. This is the verse of the Quran where it is prohibited to violate human life. The Quran says, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا النَّفْسَ الَّتِي حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ إِلَّا بِالْحَقِّ وَمَنْ قُتِلَ مَظْلُومًا فَقَدْ جَعَلْنَا لِوَلِيِّهِ سُلْطَانًا. And do not kill anyone which Allah has forbidden except for a just cause. And whoever is killed intentionally with hostility and oppressions and not by mistake, we have given his heir the authority to demand qisas, law of equality in punishment, or to forgive, or to take diyah or blood money. So this is the another aspect of the rule of the Sharia to show the protection of life. So if a person kill other persons, the relative of the victim has a choice whether to punish the killer or to forgive. So the forgiving is depend on the relative of the victim, whether to forgive the killer or to ask the state to punish the killer. So this is another aspect of the rule that has been prescribed in order to protect life.